Last time in the Curse of Strahd. Rhythmic chanting could be heard drifting upon the still oppressive... Wait a minute, is that the right one? That is not the right one. I almost read the wrong synopsis. I got it. Alright. So, we awoke from our disturbing rest within the Dursts' sleeping chambers down in the dungeons to continue forward. No sign of evil or any ghostly presence was seen. Ernest decided to move on ahead in the darkness and used a clever new trick to beckon his friends forward after him. A spectral hand which appeared before them, guiding them forward. But it appeared Ernest had gotten a little ahead of himself, forgetting to check for traps, and a shout of alarm signaled his falling into a spiked pit trap. Sashani and company rushed to his aid and pulled him out to provide healing for his wounds. Shortly after, they continued on as they were with Ernest leading the way to a quartering area with a well in the center. Upon crossing the threshold, the party bore witness to another set of visions, this time of a slender figure slaying and dismembering many other shadowy figures. It rent them to and fro, before dragging a number off back the way our adventurers had come into the halls. Once over, Rufus inspected the well while the others searched side chambers and chests. Deeper in the water at the bottom, Rufus found a skeleton and brought it up to discover a wealthy ring on its finger. Within the trunks at the foot of each bed, Ernest and Dahlgrim found a number of useful items, including a silvered short sword and a silvered crossbow bolt. Silvered crossbow bolts. Further in they walked now. To the far southwest was a shrine of sorts. At its center stood a wooden statue carved in the likeness of the same gaunt, pale-faced man they had been seeing, wearing a voluminous black cloak and his pale left hand resting on the head of a wolf that stood next to him. In his right hand was a curious object, a smoky gray crystal orb. It caught Dahlgrim's attention, and though none would touch the statue, for surrounding the chamber walls were 7 skeletons clapped in irons and banded to the walls. But after enough time had passed, Dahlgrim did reach for the orb. Immediately upon touching its surface, the shadows cast by Sashani's torch dancing against the skeletons began to rise and attack. Their touch was deadly and sapped the strength of all who could not fend off their attacks. With our mighty adventurers focusing fire one by one, the shadows were defeated. They gathered the smoky orb, and Dahlgrim noticed the swirling mist within, quite extraordinary. It seemed to want to spell something out, some words, but he could not quite make out what. And so our band braved deeper into the dungeons to a second floor down. The incessant chanting they had been hearing grew louder here. He is the ancient. He is the land. It continued over and over and over again. They had landed within a trophy reliquary where displayed a great number of gruesome trinkets. There was a knife carved from human bone, a hag's severed finger, and a shrunken head. But none would be removed from their place. The west was a short de-elevation leading to murky water and a portcullis, and a different hallway to the north curved off to the right. Ernest and company scouted the right passageway and found a prison, but no prisoners. Only one lone skeleton in one of the cells had on it a golden ring. A secret door was also discovered on a south wall, which opened into the ritual chamber beyond. Ernest stepped within to see a 40-foot square room with smooth masonry walls providing excellent acoustics. Featureless stone pillars supported the ceiling, and a breach in the west wall led to a dark cave heaped with refuse. The murky water covered most of the floor here, but stairs led up to dry stone ledges hugging the walls. In the middle of the room, more stairs rose from the water to form an octagonal dais. Rusty chains with shackles dangled from the ceiling directly above a stone altar mounted upon the dais. carved with hideous depictions of grasping ghouls and stained with dry blood. As he entered, the chanting ceased. With no clear and present danger set before them, the party moved in. Rufus quickly flew to the dais, at which time 13 dark apparitions appeared on the ledges overlooking the room. Each one resembled a black-robed figure holding a torch, but the torch's fire was black and seemed to draw light into it. Where you'd expect to see faces were only voids. They did not react. They did not respond to the party. They only began the chanting anew. One must die. One must die. One must die. This caused Rufus to leave the altar in a rush, and so prompted the shadow cultists to act. Their chant changed almost immediately to Lorgoth the Decayer, we awaken thee. And so from the breach in the west wall was then heard a sickening squelching sound as the mound of filth and refuse rose to shake off bits of trash. In its place was witnessed a grotesque mound of fused flesh and bone. It lurched forward to attack the nearest member as the shadow cultist chant changed to "The end comes, death be praised." Though the creature was extremely dangerous in and of itself, our heroes managed to slay it quite easily, and so angered the cult. The entire house lurched and swayed as the meat mound squelched to fall apart, revealing an ashen-skinned babe nestled at its heart. As angry scythes ripped through all open doorways and the walls decayed to maggoty rottenness, Rufus flew to grab the babe, and the party opened the portcullis to escape. But the manor would not have them leave so easily. At every door was another pair of spectral swinging scythe blades, and upon reaching the first floor, black poison smoke flowed out of each fireplace. Rufus was first to escape out the now open front doors, followed by Sashani, Ernest, Dahlgrim, and lastly Rubicon. Ernest almost perished at the gate after being cut by a last pair of scythe blades, but his allies would use healing magics to bring him back. And thus brings us to the present moment, where our brave ghost hunters stand once more on the streets outside Durst Manor. The ashen-skinned baby Walter, held by Rufus, has crumbled to dust and drifts off in a light, chill wind. Looking back to the open doorway can be seen the forms of both Rose and Thorn once again sitting within the entryway foyer. They grin devilishly with elongated, unnatural smiles. The doors close slowly upon them.
Hey guys, I don't think those kids, Rose and Thorn, I don't think they're good. There's something wrong with them. I don't know what's up.
I do believe I tried telling you that immediately when you decided to follow them, Rufus.
I don't think they're on our side, guys.
Rufus, what was your first clue?
I don't know. I mean,
The house they dragged us into, trying to murder us.
Yes,
I don't think they're on our side.
Yes, well, I appreciate that you care for children. You mustn't rush into strange houses.
So,
oh boy, look up! Did you see that?
What?
Ashton's pointing at a like the second or third floor of the house we just came from.
What's there? What? I don't see anything.
It was the kids, except for not the devilish ones. It was the spirit ones. They're up in that window and they just got torn away.
Rubbing her voice box so shiny. Coughs up a hairball, hands it to Rufus. Yes, it was the ghost ones, not the ones that lured us, but the ones that you became friends with.
Oh, Jesus. This
Do we
is
have
too
to go back
complicated.
into the house? Because I don't really want to do that.
I thought we got at least one of them out.
I don't think we are in the condition to go back into that house right now.
So does this mean we can't burn the fucking house to the ground?
I don't think anybody said that.
I'm not ruling it out. That's a potential option.
In certain cultures, the destruction of a house would allow the souls to escape. Or a hole in the house. But I don't know if that counts for such a situation.
Could we even go back into the house if we... Not that I'm saying we should do that right now, but is that even an option?
You can try.
I think we should at least take a breather first.
I think we need to hit the tavern.
Agree.
I
could use a night of rest.
And I need a stiff drink.
Rufus is gonna fly to the top story to see if he can see what Ernest said about the kids up there. Dripping little bits of fairy blood on the ground as he hovers to the second floor.
All right. So, Rufus flies up, kind of towards an attic window on the high floor, where Ernest and Sashani claim that they saw the children. And you look inside the window to see the room that you had seen only just hours previously. Looking around, you don't see anything. Kids are not there. But there is an ominous presence, I guess. Looking in, there's almost like this feeling of malice towards you, felt just by looking in the house.
Oh shit, okay. Yeah, I don't see any kids up here. You guys are fucking crazy. I'm gonna just float back down.
Many things, my guy, but crazy ain't one of them.
So Shani's just crossing her arms, looking at him like, really? You're gonna call me crazy?
You guys are fucking crazy. There's nothing up there but a mean fucking house. I don't want to go back in this house. I'm pretty sure those kids, I don't know, I don't think they're that great anymore.
I said we shouldn't have followed them to begin with. We saw their little devilish features before we even walked in the place. Oh, man.
All right. So at this time, with all the information you have all learned within the home, anyone that wishes to may make me a proficient investigation intelligence check. If you are proficient with investigation.
Nice.
Ooh, even better.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay.
They're flexing on me.
Ernest and Dahlgrim. A lot of pieces seem to be kind of coming together in your minds right now. You surmise that the house itself is possessed by like a strange curse or something. A curse brought on after a great evil was committed. You think it very likely that this gaunt figure had pretty much everything to do with it in the downfall of the Dursts manor. The figure that you witnessed killing all the shadow forms down beneath, you think those might have been the cultists, and that the figure was killing them, which likely was the great evil, on top of all the other stuff that was going on. The Dursts themselves, being cult leaders, definitely are not far from blame themselves. What do you call it? A nefarious scheme by forget his name. The father. It's not Walter. Walter's the baby. But the nefarious scheme. Gustav. Yeah. So the nefarious scheme by Gustav. There's something to that ties with the gaunt figure. Likely, maybe the last straw. And the house itself seems to manifest forms of the children to lure anything that it can into entering the manor, to feed more souls to the curse. This babe that Rufus took out is extremely significant. That's got to be Walter. And though you destroyed the undead shambling mound, you don't think that you destroyed the actual vessel for the curse. And you think Walter is likely the vessel for the curse. And so the curse remains.
So in the future, if we go back into the house, find that that babe and destroy it somehow, that might end the curse.
You have a very strong suspicion.
All right.
That you think is very accurate. Yes.
Go back in.
Oh, Dahlgrim, you're thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes.
I'm glad you didn't ask Rufus that. No, I'm not thinking what you are thinking.
Oh.
Rubicon.
No, but what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that curse hasn't been ended quite yet, but it's definitely something that needs to be taken care of in the future. I think it definitely has something to do with Walter and that gray baby we found.
I agree, it is unfinished. Though we're in no shape to do anything about it now.
Oh, I have no arguments with that sentiment. Can we take a quick breather?
Yes.
So Shani's gonna, I was gonna type it, but so Shani walks up to Rufus, and as he's in the middle of like talking, she's just gonna like shove 2 good berries in his mouth.
Yeah, I was gonna hear
Take your medicine.
And then because she has 3, so then she'll walk up to Dahlgrim and offer it to him in an open flat palm.
Yeah, I will take one of those.
So that's the rest of her 3 good berries, because they have to, and she said she'll remind you, remember, these must be eaten within 24 hours or they become all but useless.
Eat mine immediately.
Rufus is distracted for several minutes as he's like contemplating the size and shape and flavor of these good berries in his mouth. It takes him a while.
Okay. So one hit point per good berry.
Yep. So that'd be 1 to Dahlgrim and just 2 to Rufus.
What time of day is it right now about? Do we know what type of day? Isn't it just evening? Just turning dusk?
It is night. So it's actually 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, we ruined our sleep schedule for sure.
Rubicon's gonna check on Ernest and kind of like pat him on the shoulder and use healing hands.
Okay. As well, in the breather, anyone that wishes to may spend a single hit die.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yes, I will do that. So, real quick procedure, like 2 questions. How do I change my my health points, my HP on my character sheet?
If you go to your main tab and then go down where it has wounds, you take away from the wounds in order to gain HP.
How do you take away?
You should just be able to kind of click on it and then type in the number.
Weird, okay.
So
you're at 26. If you eat one...
Okay.
Yep, there you go. But you just added on wounds? You want to take away. Yep, because it's...
So I'm really fucked up.
It's one thing about Fantasy Grounds that's kind of weird.
I see. So it's backwards. Okay, so I'm way more fucked up. I was like 25 out of 31. I'm doing great.
You're lying.
I always wish that it showed your current HP versus the amount of damage you've taken. Yeah, I always thought that was kind of backwards, but
also,
whatever.
Rufus, you'll want to go to 24 wounds because she shoved 2 berries in your mouth.
There you go.
I thought... Okay. And then I can just drag and drop the health, the hit die.
Yeah, you can double click on it.
There it goes.
There we go.
Lame.
Okay. Dalgrim, Sashani, Ernest, Roof.
Ooh, you got Mac. So did you, Dalgrim. Nice.
Yeah, that was a real nice roll.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then also, how do you re-toggle the chat log to open up again? I can't see on my map.
Oh, so on the map on the top right, where it has the X to exit, like the window, there's those downward left and then the upward right arrows. You want to click on the upward right arrow. That puts the map into the background, so that all the other windows are on top.
Got it. Awesome, thank you.
Right. Okay, so a quick note. Squeege has given me as DM disadvantage from Twitch, so I have one of those. Along with that, so Shani and Ernest, you feel like you're being watched right now, but it doesn't feel like it's coming from the house.
You answered my question.
Okay. So Shani would take a very studious look around.
All right, make me a perception check.
I think Ernest would take a gander.
All right, go ahead. As you look around, in the darkness, the mists kind of make it a little difficult to see, but nonetheless, leaning and lounging against the corner of a building, a little further to the south of you, about 30 feet away, is a man. Pale, thin, gaunt. He is just kind of watching you with what seems like a little bit of curiosity. Even entertained a little bit.
Well, hold there, fella. He holds up his hand in a wave.
He pauses for a moment, narrowing his eyes, studying you, before moving up. Approaching.
Does he have that sword out and drawn?
No.
Okay.
So Shani does step to be next to her brother as this man approaches.
All right.
Hand on his shoulder.
He walks slowly, kind of lazily.
What, is he human, elf?
Make a nature check. He looks human to you. Doesn't look like there's any other lineage there.
Hey, buddy, don't go into that house. It's pretty fucked up in there.
Yes. I will not be entering that home. It looks like you have been within. It's surprising.
Go ahead.
Are you trying to say something, Rufus?
No, I was going to continue. Let Nomad continue.
Oh, I said what I needed. Go ahead and respond if you have something to respond with.
I think I did, but now I've forgotten it. What's it to, pal? What? I guess I would probably get into his face a little bit, honestly.
Okay.
What's your deal, man?
So Shani would attempt to kind of put her hand on Rufus's shoulder and like, Rufus, stop that.
What do you know about this house, man? You being all weird and creepy, creeping up on us, spying on us or whatever?
When you kind of get up like that, you know, flying and a little closer to his face, you see this expression of like extremely quick anger and annoyance flash on his face, but it goes away just as quickly.
Rufus, maybe we should give the guy some space.
And so you're saying that Rufus recognized that, or he saw that?
Yeah, so everybody kind of see that flash of extreme anger and annoyance, but it goes away just as quickly. And then he takes on a look of amusement, and he responds, "Well, you could say I have history with this house."
Oh, history? What type of history, bud?
That is my business.
Oh, how rude of me. I'm sorry. My name's Ernest. What's yours?
He does like a flourishing bow. Pleased to meet you, Ernest. My name is Strahd von Zarovich. I am the Count of these lands. You seem to be new. Welcome to my domain.
Ernest's eyes narrow, and that friendly demeanor of his kind of goes away.
And it is worth noting he looks exactly similar to all the other visions that you had seen of the figure within the home.
Hey pal, if this is your land, you're doing a pretty fucked up job. It's fucking crazy here. There's like dead people walking around, there's fucking houses with like blades coming out of the walls. You really gotta fucking work on, like, I don't know, your management style, your city planning, something.
You do not like what I have done with the place?
Let's just say there's a little bit to be desired.
I desire nothing. That which I do not already have.
Well, maybe that's the problem.
I would curb your words when speaking to me.
Oh, really? Oh, really? What are you gonna do about it, buddy?
Rufus, maybe we should all just go back to the tavern and get a drink, because that, I think, sounds like a better idea.
Well, maybe this guy can tell us where we can get a nice, I don't know, whatever you talk about, drink over there. Hey, buddy, where can my pals get a drink and rest for the night?
Yeah, can I, like, try to persuade, Strahd? Like, let's all just go have a pint down at the local tavern.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Ho ho ho.
That's about as good as I could get.
That's a pretty good roll.
So, after your little indignation, Rufus, the man just stands unmoving, staring at you. You can't tell if he's annoyed or amused. It's kind of like a mixture right now. He's in his head kind of thinking about what to do. And as the others are talking, his eyes do not leave you, Rufus. But nonetheless, when Rubicon kind of drops like, hey, let's go talk about it. Let's go to a tavern. The man speaks up, his gaze still not leaving Rufus. I do not enjoy these taverns much. But perhaps we could get a drink sometime nonetheless. If you ever find yourself near to my castle, be welcome within. We will have that drink. But for now, I have matters to attend to. I will be keeping my eye on you.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see you again.
Can Rufus make an insight check to see if he can take this person, this human? Like,
make a martial check.
all right, so that's going to be my intelligence-based
Yep.
check here.
Ernest, make one too.
Yep.
For
Anyone
fun.
that wants to can make a martial check.
Oh.
So Shiny's like, I gotta get bigger animals first.
All right.
That's intimidation.
Oh, yep, you got the intimidation there.
Different than what we want right now.
Rufus.
Playing it off like it was an accident.
He gets up in his face again.
Do you have a martial check, Rufus?
I'm just trying to see what. So I was assuming it would be my charisma.
Oh,
but
no.
you're saying it's still from a.
If you go to the skills,
intelligence based. I just can't. I'm new with the martial thing. Here,
yeah,
so
no
that's
worries.
gonna be
So,
under-
martial is another
Oh, there
skill,
it is.
just like any
There it
other.
is.
Yeah. So
Ah.
I made it so it's a custom one. There you go.
Gotcha. There. Okay. Sorry.
Ooh.
Roll.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Nice. All right,
The penalty.
-1.
Rubicon and Dahlgrim. You think you could take this guy pretty easily? He's one guy. He's one guy. What the hell?
Yeah. No, let's smoke this fucker.
Right.
Ernest,
Like a brisket.
Ernest, Rufus, both of you know there's something else going on here. He's much too arrogant, much too confident, kind of just striding up like this. And also everything that you saw in the house, you heard that this home is really old. And this man that you had seen the visions and everything of doesn't look like he's aged a single day. You think he would very likely fuck your shit up. Do not mess with him.
Could Ernest make a quick investigation check to determine why he hasn't aged based off appearance?
Make me a religion check if you're proficient.
Can any of us do that?
If you are proficient, yes.
Sweet.
Oh. Wanted that.
Got some dirt in your eye, Rubicon.
Yeah.
He was looking at the clouds. It looked like a bunny.
Thanks for the gifted sub.
Yes, the form of that mist. Ever present mist.
It's shapely mist.
Both Ernest and Rubicon, yeah, you don't know. There's something weird. There's something unnatural, but you don't know the source of the unnaturalness.
Yep.
Rufus, you are given a health potion from chat for some extra healing.
Wow, awesome, thanks. Just
I
manifest
will.
into my pantaloons.
So
Is
2d4.
that because I'm going to need it or something? I don't understand.
So you regain 8 hit points. So you're at 11 wounds.
Encouragement.
Yep. I think it is.
Encourage, my friend.
I think it is.
Drink, buddy.
Do it.
Nah, do it, yeah. Go on, you can take this guy.
Rufus is gonna look at Ernest, Rufus, like taking maybe a step back, and he'll kind of calmly stop hovering and flying in an intimidating factor, and just sort of like fly down and sort of bury his head a little bit, still watching Strahd, but not as an intimidated, sort of deflated ego. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see Ernest with his left hands like wave his arm like, calm down. Like it's just like the wrists just moving it a little bit.
All right. And so the man turns and walks slowly away, lazily, just like before.
Once he's out of earshot, Ernest would pipe up. Oh man, there's something ain't right about that guy.
No, that was quite interesting.
Well, he's the one responsible for all the terrible things happening here, and at least we know he's responsible for killing all the cultists and whatnot inside this house, probably setting the curse itself. That man's gotta go.
Totally agreed. I feel like we probably could have taken him right now if we wanted, but
Oh,
use a
man.
break.
Oh, you're so funny there, Rubicon.
Well, the good thing is I still want to go get a drink, so let's go ahead and go do that.
I think we have to get some more power, or at least some more tools in order to fight him.
Yeah, I'm not accepting his offer for a drink just yet.
Oh, we were told to steer clear of his manor, for sure. I'm going to heed that advice over his invitation.
The invitation must have been in mockery.
Without a doubt. I wonder what we'd be drinking if we went there.
Or if we'd be the drinks.
I don't know. I'm gonna give him a drink of a boot up his ass. That's what I'm gonna give him a drink of.
So, Shani,
Like a petulant child, all pissed off, like kicking the rock as if it were Strahd's head.
when Dahlgrim makes that comment, so Shiny kind of looks at him, eyes widen for a second, like, what the fuck? Well, we can contemplate all about him for hours, but most of you are quite weary. I myself have some tiredness to my bones. We should move on from this home. It is making me skin crawl.
I agree. We should try to find that man we met in the tavern, too. Oh, what was his name? Ernest is snapping his fingers trying to remember.
Ismark. Yep.
Hey, we should try to find him. He had something for us to do, too.
Yeah, we were gonna bury his dad.
Well, I think that's back south down this street, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep,
south. of the-
agreed.
So Shani will just start walking.
Yeah, you noticed Ernest is normally very, olive and full-colored complexion. Is a little more pale now.
How do I cancel the targeting?
Hover over the token on the map and control left click, or if you have your combat tracker, next to your name you should have a little like bullseye type thing. If you open that, it shows what you're targeting, and then you can click the clear targets.
On the combat tracker?
Yeah.
I see bullseye.
If you don't have the combat tracker up, it's the button on the right-hand side up in the top that's across swords.
No, I
Under
have
tools.
up. I don't have a bullseye though.
Oh, that's cool. So we can see the titles of the buildings that we're approaching. That little, that's all accurate and stuff. So.
Oh, do you see the
sweet.
pins?
I do see the pins. Are we supposed to or not?
Oh, I don't know.
No, we see the portals. The map change.
Yeah.
Oh, the portals. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you can see the portals. The portals are fine. The pins would not be good.
No.
Yeah.
Portals.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
I thought he said that we would meet him somewhere. Was it like on the southern side of town?
Yeah, his house or something.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, yikes. Hold on, everybody gotta get in the tavern first, because the map keeps getting huge.
Yep, I gotta shrink this bitch.
That's what he said.
Well, that's weird.
That'd be
Wait.
weird, yeah. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want that.
What?
I gotta shrink this bitch.
I'm not up with slang.
Don't shrink my bitch.
Honey, I shrunk the...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't take very good notes during our talk with him. It's shame on me.
See if Soshani Nope, Soshani wasn't paying attention.
We can track some of the part.
Because all I have is, Ismark in Durovich knows of the house we seek, and he may be a noble. It wasn't very good notes.
Are you guys pretty much healed up at this point? Because I'm still at about half.
Got one, but I also have very low HP, and I was an animal half the time.
I definitely could use a long rest.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't think any of us have spell slots left either.
I do,
Good point.
but I don't, well, actually, I don't think I should. I think for some reason last time we played, it either didn't save what I was tracking or what, but...
So
Rufus is gonna look around on the tables for any sort of food or beer that's around, like basically just eating people's like leftovers if there's anything around.
So as you actually cross the threshold and enter into the tavern, Ismark is nowhere to be found, but you see the three Vishtani, just like previous, and they all look at you kind of with wonder, and some of them like open mouths like holy shit kind of expressions. The barkeep does not seem to have the same expression. He's just blankly kind of wiping a glass, staring blankly ahead.
Making my way.
So Shani would notice this and just kind of raise an eyebrow. Can we help you?
They look to each other, and then the one closest responds. We heard you were going to the death house, but yet you are still alive.
Yes, gone, went, returned. It is not a great holiday stop.
Oh, I guess not even the death house could put us in the grave.
We invited you guys to come along.
They do like a kind of warding thing with their hands, and then actually get up and move to the back, seeming to like almost ignore you, get away from you.
Gotcha.
So Shani looks at Ernest, shrugs. They must be Catholic.
Do they leave any food or liquor behind?
Yeah.
Sweet. I start eating that food and liquor.
Okay.
With the intelligence check, do I remember what he said?
Oh yeah.
Where we
Okay.
meet?
Ernest, you remember that he had asked you to go to his home to
That's
help
right.
with something, and you were on your way there before everyone kind of changed their mind to go to the death house because that's where Madame Ava advised you to go.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice of her.
Yeah, a little warning would have been nice.
Okay. So, do we know where his house is? Did he?
Yes, you remember.
Yeah, he pointed it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on the very southern end of town. So if you were to basically go straight south on the street from this tavern, you would get there.
Oh, well, guys, we still gotta meet up with Mr.
Ismark.
Indirovich? No, the last name. Indirovich. Gotta meet up with Mr. Indirovich. Let's get our drink real quick and let's get on going. His father has to be honored.
Is it something we could do in the morning?
Yeah, the dwarf points at Rubicon and nods.
Rufus may already be drunk on the table. Passed out.
Come on,
I don't
guys.
know that.
There's still some daylight. We can at least do some rites for a loving father. Come on.
Yeah, I just think I need to rest before I try anything else. Digging a grave right now was already strenuous sounding. It's kind of too much to even contemplate right now.
And nothing seems straightforward or simple in this land. I doubt it would be so minor as you anticipate.
So Shani, her eyes kind of soften. Perhaps we set out first thing in the morning, brother? They do seem quite weary. Did he say that it must be yet today?
We did say that we would help today.
Well,
Like we
this
said, we
is
go
How many
It's-
days has it been?
it's been about a day. So you went into the death house, and then you rested in the attic, and then you also
We had a
rested
true
down.
rush.
Yeah, you rested down in the dungeons.
Yeah, I thought we only did one for some reason.
Nope.
You're right.
Well, it's not 2 days because I allowed you to rest before you were actually supposed to be able to because 24 hours hadn't passed.
Right.
Right.
But so it's basically a day and a half, almost 2 days after you had talked to Ismark.
All right.
And we told him, did we give him like a specific 3 days or something, or?
We
No,
did not.
no.
Well, for all
We got
he
that.
knows, we could be dead. I'd at least like to go, tell him we're still alive, and we can help him tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. I think that's reasonable. Where is the where can we stay? Does this tavern have an inn attached to it?
Yep.
We can. Sorry.
You also
We
remember.
can get our. Go ahead.
You also remember that Ismark said he lived in a manor, so there's probably a lot of rooms there too.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I could go either way on this. I'm fine. I think we should stick together, whatever we do. So. Let's, I'm down to head down there and deliver the message, and then we'll see where we can sleep.
Well, excellent. Thank you. We'll finish your drink real quick and let's get going. Ernest hasn't sat down. He's been standing by the door the whole time.
eager to go.
Eager Ernest. That's his middle name, Eager.
That's right.
Ernest Eager Sputer. It's so weird.
Yeah,
That's the weirdest name.
It's like
the
a
weirdest porn name ever.
With a straight face.
Sputer.
While we're drinking, can I do another, can I use that as a breather and take another hit die, or is there limits to how often you can do that?
The only limit to breathers is that it's after you do a strenuous activity.
I mean,
So-
we just
Walking over
stared
here
down
was so hard.
the governor of this country is keeping his eyes on us.
Those 6 inch or 6 ounce curls, man.
All right then.
I guess we're going.
Yep. Slug down my drink. Let's hit the road.
Hell yeah!
Wait,
Thanks for the
leaving
cheers,
already?
Squeech.
All right, fine, whatever. I mean, frankly, houses aren't as cool as you guys think they are. I mean, that last house tried to fucking kill us. So we're gonna go to another house and sleep. I've been sleeping out in the woods for the last couple of months and no problems.
No problems.
I've been a vagrant for
Well, you wound up here. There was not no problems involved.
No problems, I said. None.
All right, so the tavern and straight down.
Mm-hmm. So, as you pass, or as you get kind of near this house with the little portal in front of it, a moaning sob floats through the still gray streets, coloring your thoughts with sadness. The sound flow from a dark 2-story townhouse.
So Shawnee immediately looks for Rufus and just grabs his hand or his wrist.
What?
going
What's the big
straight
deal?
to the house.
Say, is it this house?
Yes.
All right.
Rufus, I just want to make sure we don't get distracted from this little walk.
Yeah.
That place seems a little. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Say, well, that place seemed a little interesting.
As soon as they've gotten past us, she lets go. I'm not here to imprison you, just keep you on the path.
Yeah, whatever. Rufus is maybe a little bit inebriated, just slightly, a little bit duller than usual.
Is this his house here?
Is this
That-
Barovius Burgomaster's mansion?
That looks like it's probably the master. It's probably the mansion, yes.
Ernest walks up and knocks.
Hey. You want to
Yeah, so
enter?
Shiny can-
If you want to enter that blue portal,
Oh, yeah.
that'll actually put you there.
That was hidden before.
So Shawnee would let her brother do the knocking and talking. She's kind of keeping her eyes on the 3 slightly inebriated fools. Boys. I'll say boys. They're not fools. She doesn't dislike them all.
A weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down, creating a path all about the domain, encircling it. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish off the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All of them are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
This looks like a
doesn't
good
look great.
place to sleep.
I'm more partial to the tavern at this point.
Can Rufus fly over top? Can he kind of just do a little survey through the mist?
Sure.
All right, so yeah, he'll just try to see if there's anybody around, anything as he flies. Trying to.
Well, if the people that live here aren't friends of Strahd, I'm surprised the mansion's still standing at all. And at this point, I think anyone who's not a friend of Strahd is a friend of ours.
I'll try to be quiet if possible. I'll try to be stealth.
All right. Go ahead and roll a stealth in the tower, and then make me a wisdom perception check as well.
All right. See if I haven't used the tower here in a second. 1 second. Sorry, I'm just doing a map organization. So, real quick, I'm having trouble putting my dice roll into the dice tower because the little dice images are over top of the dice tower. Do you know how I can move those little dice, or is there some other troubleshooting?
Yeah, you can move the dice, but what you got to do is you got to kind of like hover over them until you get that little menu thing.
Okay, I think I just have to be more precise with my roll, so I can do that in the tower more frequently now. Okay, I got it. And then actually,
the dice, if you like put your cursor just off to the side of one of the dice so that it's not actually on one of the dice, you can right click and then unlock the position.
Oh, there is a
oh my god!
And then you can move. Yeah, and then you can move them.
Just to the right of the dice.
Yeah. So like if there was a square border around the dice, you just want to make sure you're in the border, but you're not over one of the dice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Super awesome. That's helpful.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Probably should have mentioned it sooner.
I'm like I can move everything around now. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right, and then a perception check as well.
Right.
Rufus, you see all of the trampled weeds around the mansion, as well as scores of paw prints like a wolf and human footprints.
Nothing suspicious about that at all.
Do I remember I remember the wolf sort of thing that we saw earlier, that big dire wolf at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Can I do I suggest that that's the same size of dire wolf? Do those paw prints look different to me from what I would expect the wolves that I'd seen previously?
Go ahead and make me...
I've seen Shoshani as a dire wolf a few times now.
Go ahead and make me a survival. You do not think any of these are dire wolves. They look like to be wolves of regular size. But the human footprints are different. The gaits, so like the specific way that the footprints are kind of made, and whoever made them, how they're moving and how they're walking and everything, you wouldn't say it's really human-like. It seems kind of like shuffling. And the footprints don't make like even impressions. Like someone, if they have like a broken leg or something and it's at an odd angle, they're human, but you don't think they're like human. Know what I mean?
Okay. And so I didn't see anything else moving. Nothing else caught my eye outside of the mansion.
Nope.
Okay, I'll just relate that to the rest of the group. Hey, guys, I don't see much out there. There's some weird paw prints, like the wolves out there. There's all kinds of weird shit. Maybe a weird, like, fucked up guy's footprints or something. But I don't see anything else. There's no guy here. There's no body. I don't see anything.
I think we should deliver our message and then leave quickly.
Yeah, so it could very likely turn into another long day and a half.
Just walks on up to the house and knock.
All right. Knocking on the front door. There is a quick response. It is a woman's voice. Who is it? It's filled with stress.
Gotcha. You wouldn't know who we are, but we're friends of Ismark. My name's Ernest. This here's my sister, Soshani. And I got Dahlgrim, Rufus, and Rubicon with me.
You hear from within. Ismark! There's some people here. They claim to know you. And a little bit of shuffling as the familiar voice of Ismark responds. Yes. Who is it? They say their name's Ernest, Soshani. Oh, great morning, Lord. They're alive. Quickly, open the door. They're friends. Then you hear latching, as well as some prying of boards, like the squeal of metal nails. Soon enough, the door opens for you to see this woman, along with Ismark.
I'm more worried about the coffin with the body in it coming out of the center of the room.
Yep. So, the interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The burgomaster is lying within a simple wooden coffin upon the center of the room, surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay. The woman opens the door, looks at you, but kind of sheepishly moves to the side, allowing you to step within. You notice both of them kind of just wait and see. They don't beckon you in. They don't say, oh, come inside. They just kind of wait to see. And it's kind of like implied, like, hey, come in if you're able to.
Oh, wait. Ma'am, would your name happen to be Irina?
Yes.
Oh, we heard about you. Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
Both Ismark and Irina kind of watch, waiting for all of you to come in. They seem kind of preoccupied with something in their minds, almost. Yes. Sorry for what?
Oh, I heard you got bit.
She gives a kind of flash of anger to Ismark.
Oh, no, not from him.
Sister, sorry. They're adventurers, and you remember me talking to you. They went into the death house. They're still alive. They're obviously quite powerful. And nonetheless, she responds, "Yes, but why are you telling such things? They spread it to the villagers as if they don't already think less of me."
Ma'am, again, one, he didn't say it. And second of all, I would never go spreading your business around town.
Does Rufus recognize any of them limping at all?
Neither Ismark nor Irina, no.
Then he's gonna stumble fly over to the coffin and sort of just sniff, kind of seeing him like a drunken fly kind of go up and down, but sniffing on top of the coffin, investigating that a little bit.
Okay. Once the last of you, Dahlgrim, crosses the threshold, you see both of them kind of give a great sigh of relief. And Rufus, it stinks. This body's been here longer than it should.
God, this thing fucking stinks. When are you gonna bury this thing?
Well, we are going to help him bury it.
oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we should probably do that. This guy is fucking gone, man.
Can I roll a check of some sort to see what they are so relieved about, what they were worried about?
Make an insight.
Oh, so Shani was just gonna straight up ask.
Yeah, you can.
Like, she was just gonna, as soon as seeing that, I just didn't want to talk over it. Why are you so relieved? Kind of look back and forth at them.
Irina's eyes kind of go down into the side, and Ismark actually responds, "It is common practice not to invite anyone into your home. Vampires."
Oh, you were
are they
worried
that? Oh, go ahead.
you were worried we were vampires. I suppose you don't know what would come out of that house alive.
Yes, that's part of it. Also, it's common practice in the village. You don't invite anyone into your home. If they are able to cross the threshold, it's a pretty good sign they're probably not going to eat you.
Oh, eat you? Ugh. Oh.
Why do you live somewhere that you have to worry about such things?
He looks confused. He's like, sorry, I don't quite understand. I don't think there's much of a choice.
Could you simply move?
Move where?
Not here?
How would we get there? The woods
Walking?
and traveling is very, very dangerous.
I suppose.
The Dark
And then she
Lord's
just kind of trails off and looks around.
the Dark Lord's minions are everywhere, even those that maybe he doesn't exactly control or command. It's a dangerous place.
I think we met that guy.
What? Met the Dark Lord?
His name's Strahd, yes?
He invited us for a drink to his place.
Yes.
We turned him down.
At the mention of that name, Irina kind of walks off into another room.
What did I say?
Rufus is not going to follow directly, but just try to sneak and watch her as she moves behind the door, sort of thing.
Okay.
Did I say something wrong?
It is Strahd, a very touchy subject for Irina. She is she was at her wit's end right now, I would say. Holding up quite well. Demonstrates a great inner strength. One thing I admire about her.
Well, I have no doubt. I've only been in this place like 3 days and already can't stand the man.
I don't know if Rufus... I guess Rufus has seen a piano, right? Wasn't it in the death house?
Yep, you saw a harpsichord, which is like a type of piano.
Right.
Well, Ernest claps his hands. Now that you know we're not vampires, let's help you get your father in the ground. What do you say?
I think that is most excellent.
So, Shani, brother, I thought we were going to gain a rest. Thought we agreed to our companions that we were going to just let him know that we were alive and promise a return.
Oh, okay, you got me. We might as well do it while we're here.
It's actually pretty comfortable in here. It's pretty warm by this fire. Why don't we just sleep here? As you hear Rufus's voice start sort of like mumbling, trailing off.
Well, we haven't been invited for one thing.
That seems a bit rude to invite yourself in, bud.
I think so. Ismark, we wanted to make good on our promise to help you bury your father, but we, as you can see, we've just come from a pretty harrowing experience in that house. We're exhausted. We need to rest before we can undertake such a task.
Certainly. I wouldn't imagine it anyway. Nights are perilous here. I would not think to go to the church right now. We will do it in the morning, and by all means, sleep. Well, wherever you can find. The house is in a shambles, but there are rooms upstairs as well as a warm hearth over there.
Oh, I think this place is lovely.
Rufus is already asleep, dude. He's underneath the shield. Like you hear like faint snoring coming from the hearth right there. Like whatever, he's already passed out.
I think we should stick together and keep a watch. Maybe not an obvious one, but...
Yeah, I like that plan.
All right. So, as we are kind of winding down, few things. One thing, you took rests kind of out of order, just by the nature of the death house and everything. So tonight we'll do a full rest, because you're actually in a sanctuary. So that's the second point. I'll consider this a sanctuary, so you don't have to worry about watches or anything. You're in a safe place. But yeah, so we'll do the full rest, and you'll get everything. And then moving forward, just remember, 24 hours has to pass between a long rest or a full rest in order for you to actually benefit from it.
Right. Okay.
All right. So,
if we didn't take that rest, though, we probably would be dead.
Yeah.
No matter what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't call it death house for no reason.
Yep.
Right.
So, we'll say that 15 minutes kind of passed as you were congregating. So 8 o'clock at night. 8 hours then. So 8 hours passes to take you to 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday, the 20th of third moon. And everyone benefits from a full rest.
So Shani would do right away an hour of, her meditating, communicating with the powers that allow her to take the shape of animals and stuff like that, and just focusing on that as trying to attempt to regain some of her mental stability.
Okay. So, Sashani, please make an affliction removal attempt. So that is a ability check using your highest mind ability.
Well, I was gonna say, so her stress is 0 now? It
Yeah,
was just
because you took a full rest. Yep.
Never mind.
So there's a long rest. You took the full. Well, I know you would. I know you want to, but the full rest, you would make that check.
But I don't want. Can I make it a disadvantage?
Fail it.
No.
Fail it. Fail it.
Okay, what do I roll?
Make a stress check. So an ability check using your highest ability score.
Got it.
And then I'm
Why
getting.
Is it?
Your wisdom's on advantage.
So you have advantage check. Yep.
Damn it.
One of the benefits of it, unfortunately.
Self-limiting.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never not wanted to drop an affliction so much in my life.
Second. All right. You do drop it. You are no longer perceptive.
Rude. Best stress
You rested
affliction
too hard.
ever. I mean, I knew I was only going to be able to keep it for so long. Like,
Yeah.
The fact that I got it was just lucky.
Did we have
Okay.
any experience from killing the shambling mound and everything else?
Yep, I awarded that at the beginning of the section. I awarded that at the beginning of the session. It was 370 experience to everyone.
Gotcha, I must have missed it.
You did.
We got about 1,000 to go. All right, let's bury this guy.
All right. Before everybody sets out, as usual, Soshani casts Goodberry and hands. What does she usually do? 2 to everyone because it's 10.
Yep.
Can I, when I wake up in the morning, just sort of stealthy, just sort of kind of explore around and be a little mischievous, just looking in every nook and cranny, like looking for things?
Sure.
Do I have time to do that, or is that something where everyone will notice when I'm up, sort of? I don't know if I can do it quietly.
Everyone would notice you unless you try to do it stealthily.
Okay, so I'll do 2 things. I'll cast Druid Craft and then try to stealthily explore the downstairs. Maybe not going upstairs, but just the downstairs.
Okay. Make a stealth check in the tower.
And then, in the meantime, if everyone wants to add, because I assume everyone will just kind of eat their Goodberry right away, so they don't have to eat food or worry about rations.
Yeah, I'm probably.
So if you want to just add 1 Goodberry to your inventory, if you're not eating it, add 2.
Okay, so 10 good berries. How many are going to who?
2 to each person.
Okay.
And then we probably all are eating one of them.
So Shani's eating one of hers right away.
I just got booted from Fantasy Grounds. Sorry, I'm gonna reload.
How do you use an item again?
I'm getting it for. I don't know if you guys have the access to the window. I do, but
we tried that last session.
Cool.
Oh, you're ready.
Yeah, sorry, I just kind of I know how to do it, so I just kind of add it to my inventory each day.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, so everyone has 1 good berry. And
Should we show Ismark and Irina the stuff we found? Ask them if they know anything about it.
So she would come down from the stairs along with Ismark. They are once again in the entrance.
Yeah, thanks for the night. That was like some of the best sleep I've had in a long time. It's really nice.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I'm just looking for a mood right now. Okay.
All of a sudden, Bard starts playing Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bow, bow. Get bow, bow.
Okay. So, yeah, what did you want to say to them?
Well, I was asking the group, should we show them some of the orb and the rings and stuff, and also the didn't we get documents in that first treasure chest?
We sure did.
I mean, do we trust these people enough to show them what we found?
I'd say so. They're obviously not friends of Strahd's.
And they definitely didn't kill us in our sleep.
Yet.
So Shani would just shrug.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Are you guys aware of the Durst family, perchance?
Ismark looks to Irina, and she just kind of shrugs. She's holding herself right now, like arms crossed in front of her, kind of making herself small a bit. Just shrugs, like no. Ismark responds, I do not recall the name. No. Why? Something you found in Death House?
Oh, yeah. Apparently that used to be the family that lived there before it got cursed and turned into the Death House.
Sorry, that's just cracking me up. The Death House and the giggle at the end just... Sorry, broke me.
An unfortunate fate for a family. I must be honest, all quite too common here. Here, perhaps we are next. Father's dead. I am his heir, and my sister is caught the eye of the devil himself, who will not leave her alone.
Caught the eye? What do you mean? Like he fancies her or something?
Irina speaks up now. He has used his evil charms to take control of me in moments of weakness. Twice now, he has done so. I have invited him in against all sign, all better judgment. It is true, he has bitten me and drank of my blood twice. There is some burning desire he has for me, but I do not return it. It is a living hell, beyond that which we experience here every day in Barovia.
What does it mean now that you're bitten by a vampire?
To be honest, I am not sure. We know of their kind, but not too much beyond that. The fact that I am not a vampire or a spawn of his yet is both good fortune and very troubling. I have not turned. I do not crave meat. I do not crave blood myself. I do not have fangs. I check every morning and before I fall asleep every night. But there is something to it. Some plan he has for me. He has spoken of such in the moments that I have been charmed, but that I do not recall. It is like a hazy memory that I cannot recall. I know I was there. I know vaguely of things that happened, but I do not remember anything specific. Similar to the memories of my past, to be honest. Here I must drift through my life, not remembering anything I had encountered previously.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That's no way to live. We gotta get you healed.
I do not know if there is such healing for the soul. Must be damned. And then she kind of reverts back within herself after that declaration.
Do we know how the Burgomaster died? Have you already explained that? Does Rufus know that?
No.
So I'm going to go over and sort of start... I guess Rufus will start poking a little bit at the body or investigating it inappropriately. So, how'd this guy die anyways?
Ismark walks over. Please, don't disturb the remains. He's already decomposing. Well...
I take one last little touch, and then I back away.
Kind of like a last defiant, like,
yeah,
poke.
right, yeah.
Don't tell me not to push the button.
Yeah, exactly.
So Shani is currently wishing she had studied gentle repose.
Irina speaks up. Wolves and other terrible creatures, zombies, sent by Strahd himself, harried our house, night after night for weeks. My father's heart could not stand the constant assault. And he died. What was it? 5 days ago now. Strangely, since his death, the house had not come under attack. Save for once again, last night.
Last night, how'd we miss it?
You say you met Strahd? Imagine he came to you after he was done here.
I could have totally taken that guy. I say sheepishly as I then back away, and then I'm like realizing that I could not have taken that guy.
Do you expect him to visit again this night?
I do not know. Nothing is out of the question. The Dark Lord has a habit of appearing... Excuse me. Burping. The Dark Lord...
habit, man.
Yeah. The Dark Lord has a habit of appearing at the absolute worst times for people. There's chaos. Very little sense in it. It amuses him, I think. Doesn't do it for any outward goal other than he is bored up there in the tower. He may come again, though he did not show up himself. For whatever reason, I did not even know he was here. He did not try to come in like before. It was just the wolves and the zombies and other denizens. Perhaps to intimidate us, I think.
Wait, so the zombies and the wolves are together?
Yes, most such creatures are denizens and minions of Strahd in some way or another. He is the Dark
great.
Lord of the Realm.
No, great.
So if
Why
we
do we
remove
think
them,
this? Go ahead.
oh, should you say? So if we remove them all, he'll have no minions.
Well, if we remove him, there won't be a need for any minions.
Well, that doesn't mean they would cease to exist, though, brother. They would just have no guiding hands. They would simply fall into chaos.
They'd be a lot less organized. I think that's a win.
So why don't you just bury this guy? Let's just bury him. Assuming that's what you're supposed to do over around here. I mean, I don't know, like, how zombies are made or anything.
I did another rest just because the hit die didn't all go. Just FYI. So Ernest, to what you said to Irina in Whisper, she responds, Amalnator? Not sure of that name. We don't have much use for deities here. They don't seem to answer our call. We do have, the Morning Lord, though.
Morning Lord, who's he?
He, tales pass down that he was once the patron deity of the land before Strahd's coming. The church up the way that, I hear you will be bringing my father for burial is, dedicated to him.
Interesting. Oh, maybe this Morning Lord can help you.
Certain if he could, he would have. If he could, he probably would not allow Strahd to exist.
Or maybe he's just waiting for the right time to get rid of them. They work in mysterious ways, you know?
She huffs. Gods, deities. I have no use for them.
Oh, I'm sorry, too. When I did Druidcraft, did I have anything from that?
Oh.
I didn't cast it, though. Shit. That's my fault.
What are you trying to do with?
Just do forecast.
Oh, forecast. You think today's going to be relatively clear as far as weather? The mists will definitely be ever present. But like it's not gonna rain, it's not gonna whatever, it's just gonna be like a normal day with the sun peering out. If the sun did that here in Barovia, it's odd because everything tells you to your senses that, you know, the sun is shining and it's a normal day, but it never really gets further than dim light. Everything's in dim light. There is no real brightness. The sun isn't able to like penetrate through the mists.
Fucking mist. Right.
All right, Ismark speaks up. Well, hey, Irina, I think now is as good a time to continue our conversation that we had before. You know about leaving Barovia? The adventurers do bring up a good point. I think getting away would be a good option, good choice, further away from that devil, his influence. I'm not leaving or going anywhere until my father is put to rest. I will not entertain any more speech of this. Please. He deserves it. For everything that he did for me. Everything he did for us. Even the village. Though the cowards that they are would never return the favors.
Oh, I agree. Let us stand around. Let's go get this guy where he belongs.
We will return and talk more of this. Please, let us do this for you, Irina. Take you away from this place. Away from the memories to somewhere more safe. Spoken with some hunters and they say the town of Vallaki in the forest is well fortified. Perhaps there you will find peace away from the beast.
Vallaki? Oh, heck, we gotta head that way anyway. Perhaps we could go there together.
We do?
Oh, yeah, don't you remember Madame Ava and all of her prophecies? All that stuff that we gotta find. The weapon against the enemy and knowledge of them. All that shit's on the western part of this realm, right next to Vallaki.
Did Ernest just swear?
Did he?
Yeah. All
no.
that shit.
Take it back. All that stuff.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. Ernest doesn't swear.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. De-inspiration, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Sudden rush of shit to the brain.
Ismark responds, yes, think we have an agreement, at least amongst us, but let us take care of this business first. My father certainly does deserve a proper burial. If you are ready to go, I am. Daylight will be breaking very soon. We can make a lot of ground in the day. We start right now.
Well, I'd rather not make the ground, son. I'd rather traverse over it.
Shawnee shoots her brother a look. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Your brother has a odd sense of humor. It is refreshing, though.
Oh, well, you try traveling with him for years on end then.
Huh. Can't be worse than the people I know.
Oh, don't mind her. She's just ill. She doesn't think of the jokes.
All right. Okay. So, as you exit the abode, carrying the coffin with the burgomaster in it, we are going to take our break.
Sounds good.
Right.
Now let's do this.
Okay, awesome. Let's hop right into. All right. We rejoin once again after exiting the death house and meeting the Count himself, Strahd, making our way to the Burgomaster's mansion to make good on our promise to help Ismark. So now... oh, man.
Bless you.
Thank you. Gracias. And so now we are in the middle of bringing the coffin with the Burgomaster's dead body decomposing with all its nasty, rotting smell, to the church at the northwestern end, a church dedicated to some sort of deity that goes by the Morning Lord. There's a priest there that can help with the burial, and once the burial is complete, Ismark would like for Irina to be escorted to a village called Valaki. That is neither here nor there. You are all on the street now, and I can have Ismark kind of guide you if you just want to follow him.
Like, did you better the bed? Yeah. I see. I didn't do that because we had.
Excuse me.
Once again, as you pass by this house, you hear the wailing and the crying. Ismark responds, ugh. Woman crying day in and day out. Locked herself in her house.
Has anyone ever bothered to check on her?
These people aren't much in the habit of checking in on each other. It's not exactly what you would call a community.
Well, those who do not try to be a community find themselves without community.
True enough. Lands of Barovia might mean your survival, though.
I suppose that is true.
There it is. Up on the way. I should warn you a little bit.
Yeah.
The church isn't so frequented. You must understand. We are not as very religious, I fear. Even so, we don't often come to the church for more obvious reasons. You will see, but
We'll probably have you make some sort of.
don't be worried. I don't think there's any danger.
Well, I understand not being pious, but what do you mean that people don't frequent here? How grim everything is, certainly this place would be a light in the dark.
Perhaps that is why you do not hear back from gods. You do not put the effort in that they see fit to give you an answer.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's hit and miss. So
The gods have forsaken us long ago. You will see. And as you approach, you're almost kind of answered by the sight before you. Getting some background noise from you, Rufus.
Voices.
Sounds like a TV.
That would be the more appropriate way to learning that there's a discharge, but just for ease of use, people usually just carry their cell phones or text me and say, "Hey, we've got,
Are you there, Google? Google?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm just trying
gotcha.
to get
Okay.
get my settings.
Gotcha. Okay, so atop a slight rise, against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft, stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is thus worn and weary. A bell tower rises toward the back, and flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. As you get nearer and nearer, you see that the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. Well, here we are.
Why are there claw marks over this church, too?
Some time ago, I don't know exactly the time. Don't know the dates. We don't track it all too much around here. Days drag on and... sorry, I'm rambling. while ago, some adventurers went to face Strahd to take him on. Took some villagers with them, and they were all slain. Some of them came back. They assaulted the church. It's in quite a lot of disrepair. And he just reaches for the door. Open it.
Rubicon's gonna cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay.
For a burial?
It lasts 8 hours.
It's magic.
It's a long burial.
Shimmery.
Yeah, okay.
Did Irina come with us as well?
No, you stayed back.
Okay.
I'll hold the door open if you want to bring the coffin in. Probably drop it off in the chapel area.
Alright, I guess Ernest Dahlgren carry it in ish.
Sounds good.
I don't know, Sashani's so strong.
I mean, Rufus might be a little bit too short to carry it at our height, so maybe Rubicon and Soshani take the rear part.
And then I can carry anything.
Yeah, I can help.
Rufus, you're talking, but I can't make out what you're saying. It's a delicate balance.
It sounds like you're talking underwater now.
Yeah, how about that? I live in a tiny home. My wife's on the phone talking with her pops right now, so that's what that sound is. I'm trying to modulate the microphone.
No worries. There's also a push to talk. I don't know if you have that function. Might be better. That way you don't have to mess with the sensitivity.
Yeah, you got it. That's good idea.
Forgot you lived in a tiny home. I'm sorry, that's so cool to me. I could never do it. I'm too materialistic, and I admit that, but oh.
I like minimalism. I actually think I would probably enjoy that.
Well,
Same
Jake
here.
would love to force me into a tiny home.
I would be all for it. It'd be my dream.
He would love to force me into one.
Anyway.
To celebrate, we can hold a bonfire with all the useless shit we have.
Absolutely. I'll show you guys a picture of what it's like in a tiny home, and then you can decide yourself.
It's useless until a situation arises, and I go, I have something for that, and then he's like, yay!
Yep. Alright, anyway.
Sorry, that was my bad.
The doors are opened to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall itself is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor.
Ernest would set the casket down.
Yeah, same.
At the encouragement, or with the encouraging others to do so.
Rufus would drop the coffin.
When the coffin drops, you see a man at the center of the chapel, kneeling before an altar, stop and turn back to regard you. The chapel itself is in a shambles with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hanging a long, thick rope stretching up into the bell tower. Once again, from beneath the chapel floor, you hear a young man's voice cry out, "Father! I'm starving!"
Ismark, where exactly have you brought us?
Second. I brought you to the church. I warned you. It's like I said, people don't come here for more obvious reasons than even what you would hold suspicions upon looking at it outside.
DM, am I able to do a check? I don't nature check or perception to see if I have any idea what that could have been? Like what kind of creature that could be? Or being? Or would that be something I'd have no idea?
Without more information, you really can't narrow it down, but it's something that can crawl on a ceiling.
And you see Ernest crouch down and try to like peek through some of the floorboards.
All right, Ernest, make me a perception check.
It's too dusty.
You're not able to find a crack that you can peer all the way through. You can't really see anything. But in any case, the priest himself finishes his prayer, stands up, turns. Ismark, the Lesser, good to see you again. What is this? A coffin? I had heard, but my apologies, my son. Your father was a good man. Yes, he is gone now. It's been some time. Been hard to find help, but these new arrivals have offered to help. So I've brought them here to seek a proper burial, if you would be so disposed. Of course. New arrivals, Oh, well and good, Well, yes, I can help you with that. It will take some time preparing, but we could probably do that an hour or so.
Hold on a second there. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. My name's Ernest. Before we proceed, I have to inquire about what we heard below just then. Did he call you father? Is that your son down there? Why is he crawling on the ceiling? Well, that's kind of strange, don't you think?
The man before you kind of gets stone-faced a little bit. Man. He looks at you through a furrowed brow. Says, "Never you mind. It is none of your concern. Leave it be."
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know if I can. He said he was starving.
That is...
I just don't have it in me to ignore a starving kid.
He seems kind of flustered, like he's trying to find the words to handle this situation. He sees it coming to like a confrontation. Please, that's my business. It is none of your concern. You adventurers always prying and meddling yourselves in things that don't concern you. If I wanted help, I would ask for it. Now, if you don't mind, I have a man to aid. Excuse me. And he's trying to get to this door right here.
So Shani just has her arms crossed, is saying nothing, but is watching him. Trying to glean, his emotions.
Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Oh, come on, dice.
You think he's probably a type of personality that struggles with conflict?
Was the deity that he was praying to obvious? Like, is it the Morning Lord?
That's a pretty fair assessment, yeah.
All right. Would I be able to discern if the Morning Lord is a benevolent or malevolent deity based off the iconography and everything else in this church? Is the altar like a sacrificial altar, or is it got like a cloth over it with like holy relics on it, like for communion or something like that?
Yep, go ahead and make a religion check.
Hey.
It's a good deity. Definitely. It's funny because the Morning Lord is kind of similar to one of the gods that you know of from Faerun. Look it up to make sure I have.
What is his iconography? Is it like a sun or something like that?
Yes. Okay. Got it. So, when you look at the iconography, it reminds you of Pelor, the deity of the sun.
Ah,
there's a lot of
gotcha.
sun stuff here.
Roger.
So for those that don't know, Pelor is one of the chief deities of the human pantheon in Faerun, associated with the sun, agriculture, healing, and health and good fortune. Let's see. A lot of his iconography is like a blazing sun. You see a lot of that similar iconography here. The man speaks up again, looking at Rubicon. Please, young man, I must get through. I have things to attend to. There's a burial.
All right.
He opens the door and shuts it after himself.
So Shani's just going to be looking around.
Ismark looks kind of sheepish.
Well, Ismark, perhaps you could be a little bit more helpful than the good priest over there. Would you mind telling me what's below?
I'm not entirely sure. I did not wholly believe the rumors until now. It was said that Donovich's son had returned. He was one of the villagers that went off with the adventurers to take on Strahd. But that his son was locked in the Undercroft, unable to leave. A bit too insane for my suspicions, but there might be some truth to it. Stay on your guard, maybe. I have not spoken with Donovich in some time.
Are these openings that are all closed, are they all windows?
Yes.
Could I make a check to see if perhaps his son got turned due to the facts of walking on the ceiling, saying he was hungry, starving, and his dad praying for him?
Yep, no check needed. The fact that he was crawling on the ceiling kind of tells you everything you need to know there.
And he's like an adult, right? He's not a kid. When they say son.
Ismark responds, yes, adult by all measures of the words.
Okay.
But he was turned into a vampire spawn. Oh, that's horrible.
What? He was turned. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
This does not seem safe to keep him here.
Oh, it is not.
Nor does it seem to make sense to hold a church over the grounds in which a vampire is.
Explains why there's a little bit of a, lack of attendance.
Ismark kind of holds his hands, palms out, like, hey, I did tell you people stopped coming here for quite obvious reasons.
This also poses a very difficult conundrum. The vampire spawns can't help themselves. They still have, like, the personalities of those that they took over, but they just have an endless thirst for blood.
Who is that? Who's here? Please, Father, I'm so hungry!
Oh, shit.
So Shani is, she's gonna be a little bit, she doesn't say anything, but she is gonna take out, what does Soshani even have? She's gonna take out her scimitar and just cut the very tip of her finger. And reach down and kind of drip it between the floorboards.
Right away. Skittering on the ceiling. The presence in the Undercroft is like right underneath you, and you kind of sense it scratching at the ceiling. Please,
she looks up.
Please, more!
She, still kind of squeezing her fingertip, not moving. All she does is look up to meet the eyes of her brother. This is not good, Ernest.
That was a quite cruel thing you did. Sorry. That was a quite cruel thing you did too there, sis. Teasing the poor boy.
Yeah, what are you doing out here? What's going on?
You know starving him will not make him turn back, right? And same, you cannot feed him.
His face just gets flustered and red. And what would a bunch of adventurers like you know anything about it? It's your fault, and your kind like you, that this happened to him.
It is his fault for joining. And now this is your fault. You are torturing him.
No.
You keep him alive because you believe him to be your son, yet you torture him as a vampire.
No, he was a good boy. He's a good boy.
He is not a boy.
Please.
Like her nostrils are flaring and you hear like an underlying growl just persistently in her throat.
Leave him be. He's locked away. He poses no threat to anybody. No threat to the village. Nobody even comes here anymore. I pray day and night. It's just time. I need more time. I will find an answer.
I agree with you. I hope we can find an answer to all this. I do have a quick question. Have you tried feeding him like chickens or pigs or anything like that? Would that do?
He doesn't get fed.
So you're torturing your son?
What do you expect me to do? Son. What do you expect me to do? He has been cursed by the Dark Lord. I can't let him feed. It might become permanent.
Seems to me you have two options. You either have mercy on your son and honor his life by letting him go, or you continue to torture him because he's a vampire and you can accept neither side.
Oh, hold on there, sis. We can't let this guy go. Who knows what untold destruction he could potentially cause.
I don't mean letting him go as in releasing him. I mean letting the idea of him go, brother. We can put an end to his suffering.
Stands defiantly before the hallway, hands out. No, no, I will not let you. Ismark, please.
Rufus, seeing how Shoshani is getting kind of upset, is like, look, pal, you're gonna do what we tell you to do, what this nice lady tells you to do, because it's the right thing to do. None of what you fucking think you want to do, alright? I'm gonna try to intimidate him, basically, to let us have our way and make our decisions.
Alright. Make me a... Let's see. Yeah, make a charisma intimidation check.
Power.
No, you will not! I forbid it! This is a house of the Morning Lord, and he will curse you if you defy me.
It looks pretty dark in here for now, pal. Why don't you just let us take care of this?
Ismark steps in. Please, please. Let's just take a moment, separate, calm down, please.
Well, I agree. There's no need to be hasty. Let's have the funeral first, and then we can talk about it afterward.
I agree.
So Shani's arms remain crossed, but she looks at her brother and lets out like a huff, just like just a big old huff, and then she just looks away, but she kind of deflates a little bit.
Does Rufus get the impression that the priest is Donovich is trying to lock us in there when he closes the door?
What?
When he went into this room?
Yeah. He wasn't trying to. I didn't get the impression he was trying to barricade us in, right?
Nope.
Okay.
You got the impression that he doesn't like you. So it was like I'm gonna shut the door so you don't see what I'm doing. Like,
gotcha. Okay.
I don't need you spying on me or something.
Gotcha.
Fine. At least one of the dead in this building should be honored, since the other one, and she looks pointedly to Donovich, is refused to be honored in his passing, and looks away.
Donovich kind of points a finger. All of you can wait outside. I'll prepare with Ismark, but you're not welcome here anymore. Please, exit.
Fine,
My
pal.
pleasure.
Good luck with your son.
And then he actually stands kind of defiantly blocking this door.
Okay, so Shani notes that. She kind of looks to Rufus, looks to the door, and like raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, I got you.
You know there, pal, this Morning Lord that you guys seem to be praying to, he's got some similarities to two deities I know from back home. Well, one's Palor, and another one is his offshoot cousin, Numenor. Numenor is the one I worship. Perhaps I can be of help. I'm a bit of a religious folk myself.
Ah, yes, and I suppose you'll want something for it, of course. Your kind always do.
No. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly ask for anything. Free of charge. Be my pleasure to help.
He looks at you with eyes narrowed. Are you wearing any iconography?
I have a amulet of Amunador.
Okay.
I keep fucking up the name. What's
a monitor?
A monitor.
Yeah.
There we go.
Numenor, like the Lord of the Rings.
Yes, Monitor. There we go.
A monitor. All right. When he sees that, like, he doesn't recognize it, but he sees the holy symbol, and then you see his demeanor changes kind of slightly, and then he's like a little bit more inclined. He doesn't respond, but he continues like blocking the door behind him, but he just like knocks his head back, looking at you, just like purses his lips and nods his head up and down, but still kind of like holds his hand out to go out and exit. You think that you won a little bit of perhaps trust or favor from him just by the religious nature that you displayed.
Okay. So you still don't want my help? You'd rather do it yourself?
Please, just... I don't feel comfortable with you in here.
Oh, I see. I swear on my sister and my God that I will not touch that door. I promise.
Thank you. Let us be done with this funeral business and then perhaps we can talk after. The Morning Lord knows I need help. If there's any you could provide for my son, I would be greatly indebted to you.
Well, just because we don't know of a cure for vampirism at this moment doesn't mean there isn't one.
Say outside, so Shani kind of approaches Rufus and I will not go behind my brother's back with my actions. He is the other half to my heart. However...
Yeah, but I don't mind going behind his back. As long as you say so.
I do believe that as much as it breaks my heart for that man that he lost his son, sometimes you need to just accept the loss. No matter how difficult it is. That creature in his basement is not his son. And there are no known ways to cure a vampire. He is putting the whole area at risk having a rogue vampire hatchling. I wonder if he's even been honest with the town about it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But something is not right. Hey, Ernie, what do we do? We gonna bury this guy, this Burgermeister, whatever?
Yeah, well, I say we bury the body. That's what we came to do.
I agree, and then we can make decisions after that. Dalgrim opens his pack and shares, I've got the cure for vampirism right here, and shares the 3 wooden stakes.
So Shani gives him a smile. Well, I'm glad you don't think I'm being heartless. The truth is, I have quite a heart. I'm just quite more practical about it from my time with from many years spent in the woods. And she kind of looks at Rufus and, like, winks.
I'm gonna start trying to stealth around the building. There's no windows at all that I can see inside on the east side of the building.
In the front of the building, there are no windows. Nope. The only windows are going into the chapel.
And as I fly over the top of the building, there's no other way in, maybe a chimney or any sort of method inside the
There are broken rafters and shingles that you could slip into to get into that room.
Yeah, Rufus is gonna do that.
Okay.
God, trying to be quiet, trying to get real small.
Roll me a stealth check in the tower. Alright, Rufus, you fly up on the roof. and seeing the wear and tear as this church has definitely seen its day and age. You see a hole in the area of that room, and you look into it to see, yep. Kind of shimmy yourself a little bit, make yourself smaller as you can. Find yourself inside. Can't see anything because you do not have dark.
Can I hear anything?
Just the same, yelling and screaming from below.
Okay, and worst rogue ever. So I can't really see anything, but and I can't so I can't make anything out. I don't think even Rufus is too stupid to try to light a fire or do druidcraft inside there. So he's gonna kind of sneak out again if he can and tell the party what he saw. Hey guys, I can squeeze in there, but I can't see shit. I don't hear anything other than them just like the same sort of screaming. But I could probably get into the room, and I could figure something out.
You can squeeze in where, bud?
Well, there's a little tiny hole in there. Maybe if I try really hard, I could just get in there, but it's gonna be tough. I can't see shit.
Why are you trying to break into the church? There's a front door right there.
I don't know. That's a really good question, man. I just, that's the way I like to do things, I guess.
Is there like a stone or pebble or something on the ground nearby?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast light on one of those and I'm gonna hand it to Rufus and be like, will this work?
Smart.
Oh,
Nice.
Shit, yeah. I'll do the same, so I'll take a little piece of gravel and I'll fly in and try to, quietly.
Okay.
Wait. You trying to go downstairs to the basement?
I'm just trying to, look around this room that your friend over there really didn't want us to be going into. And so I'll take that little pebble of light, initially sort of clasped in my hand so you can't see it, then sort of release it and drop it down that little inch hole into the room.
Okay. Time and neglect have punched holes in the ceiling of this moldy room, which you have found a way to enter once again, dropping the pebble to shine and bask it in light. It contains a few broken roof shingles amid puddles of water. In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trap door held shut with a chain and a padlock. The young man's screams of anguish can be heard through that door.
Alright, nothing else in the room, no other people in the room itself. Nothing else recognizes, or there's no other sort of change sound-wise from outside the door, not the trap door.
Correct.
Okay, I'll sneak back out, and I'll let the party know what I saw. So yeah, there's a fucking wicked trap door, man. He's totally hiding his kid under there. I don't see anybody in that room. Kind of all jacked up. I don't know about there's like a chain or something on the door. But yeah, it's all I can see from that room, man.
So Shani looks to her brother pleadingly. Brother, you can't possibly be okay with what is happening in there. I'm not trying to punish the man. I understand his position, however. He is putting this whole area in danger as keeping continuously a absolutely rabid vampire here, simply because he cannot let his son go. He will never get any peace until he accepts that his son is gone. I'm not trying to be cruel, but what he is doing itself is the definition of cruel. To himself, to his son, and to the townspeople.
I'm not saying I like it, sis, but if there's a way to save that kid, then we gotta try to find it. Plus, right now, he isn't a harm to anyone. He's locked in the basement. Vampire spawn can live for a very, very, very long time.
And what if, brother, he escapes? What if, brother, there is a gleam of that child's soul left and he feels the torture all these nights? He feels the pain. He feels every bit of that. And it's completely out of his control.
Then that's all the more reason, sis, to try to help him if there is a soul left. All I'm saying is he's been in there, obviously, for at least a few years. If he was going to break out, well, he would have done it by now.
Not all breakouts happen immediately, brother.
Well, I agree.
How do you
But
know
his-
it's been 2 years?
Say that again.
See, I guess I don't. It's more like a feeling that the last adventuring group was a while ago.
Yeah, do we have a sense of time, DM? Like how long this guy's been there?
You don't. When Ismark talked about it,
It seemed more recent, right? Like
he
rumors of the sun returning.
yeah. So like when Ismark talked about it, he said it was some time ago, but he doesn't have a recollection of exactly how long, because like they just don't really track time.
Oh right.
And I think that's where my kind of thought process
Yeah.
came from. Because like
Okay.
if it wasn't within the past few months or year or two, then it was like further away than that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise you would have said it.
You get the sense that a year or more might be like reasonable.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he hasn't broken out in a year.
And his dad does seem to be real diligent about like not letting him out, because I think he fully understands the danger that his son poses to the city.
And how do we even know there's a cure for vampirism? Have you
Oh,
heard of one? I have not.
Oh, there must be. There's gotta be.
Does there?
Even if it involves having to kill the vampire and resurrect the person, I know these spells exist. We can at least try and find a scroll or someone powerful enough to cast it for him.
Fine.
What about that Abbey? I bet they would know some shit, right?
Exactly. Potentially some of the weapons or instruments that we can find to help us against Strahd might also be useful against the sun here.
She puts her hands up, like, palms outward, almost in surrender. Fine, brother. But you hear that creature's cries of anguish. You hear the anger. You heard the hunger. You promise me, by the time we are done with all of this, if we have vanquished everyone, we've done everything we must, if we have found nothing, we will end that creature's suffering.
I am a man of my word, and if we are able to exhaust almost all options of finding a cure and fall up short, then all right.
She kind of looks to Rufus. And then, like, looks to, Dahlgrim and Rubicon. Well, we have my brother's word, you all, and I can assure you he would rather break his neck than his word.
Alright. Let's bury this body.
Agree.
Fine. Yeah, let's get this dead dude, less stinky.
Yeah, that's what we said we came to do anyway. Let's get that done.
So where's the body now? The body is inside the church at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we set it down like kind of here-ish.
they were doing rites on it or something.
Hey, Ernest, how long do you think these rites are gonna take?
I'm not sure. I've never been a part of a Morning Lord funeral.
But what do we do now? I mean, these good berries are great, but I kind of feel like I could maybe eat some more.
Well, you see... You're muted, babe.
So Shani raises her eyebrows. After two good berries and you're still hungry?
What about second breakfast?
Yeah, what about second berries?
Well, like I said earlier, this Morning Lord seems to be very similar to Paylor, and if I remember correctly, Paylor funeral services for its paladins can be quite long. Like, they can take up to weeks. But for their common people, it's relatively quite short from what I understand.
So hopefully this guy wasn't a paladin.
Here's to hoping.
This time, the front doors are open once again, and you see Ismark. As he steps out, says, Donovich says he is pretty much ready, in good time. Dawn is fast approaching. If you care to help lift the coffin, bring it out to the graveyard cemetery, please.
Well, in the words of Gary the Cable Guy, let's get her done.
Did you intentionally say the wrong name?
Yes.
I hate you. I had to make sure. As your wife, I had to make sure you weren't just wrong.
All right. So, you go back inside, pick up the coffin. Donovich has on different attire, some different vestments, still like kind of frayed and moth-eaten, but a little bit better taken care of.
Not soiled.
Yeah, a big like he has like an amulet and stuff. And there's a tabard, I want to say, but it's not tabard's not the right word, but like whatever. The cloth has like the icon of a blazing sun on it and everything. And we're gonna go to a different map.
I don't know how much it matters, but Rubicon's gonna dismiss his light spell so that Pebble's not sitting there as a beacon of someone having been in there.
Got it. All right. Oh, y'all kind of go back here, following Donovich, Ismark to the cemetery.
A giant map.
There's a fence of wrought iron with a rusty gate enclosing a rectangular plot of land behind the dilapidated church. Tightly packed gravestones shrouded by fog bear the names of souls long past. All seems quiet. And you see, to the east, a really odd-looking dawn. There is a orangish redness, but it's deeper. Seems almost crimson like blood. Just as always, you see the lights, but it can't quite penetrate fully, as everything is still shrouded in dim light.
Have we seen a dawn here before? Or have we always been inside?
You've always been inside.
Okay. So, Shani, Ismark, are your dawns always this color?
Yes.
Quite interesting.
Donovich goes over to a plot of land. Ismark following closely behind. You're able to bring the casket all the way over.
I almost zoomed right off the map. You unlocked us like right before I moved. And I was like, pew!
Oh. And thus begins the ceremony. It actually doesn't last too long. Whatever religious practices exist in this land have definitely gone through difficult eras, and anyone with any training in religion, so like Ernest and Rubicon, you'd probably notice like there's obvious missing parts. And it's definitely kind of adapted to the mood of the land and everything. There's a lot of talk about the Morning Lord and his shining light, but there's always this like ever-present reminder about the grief and what was lost and the extremely oppressive nature of life. But 5:30 a.m. after about half an hour, 6 o'clock in the morning, Burgomaster is buried without incident.
You're muted, Bubba.
Ernest would say a few words.
Okay.
Yeah, Rubicon would do whatever, religious training he's had. He's kind of mumbles some stuff quietly to himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Rufus would be
Shani,
like testing the all the tombstones for like integrity. He'd be kind of like gently pushing, maybe a little bit hard, just walking around, pushing on things.
So Shani, not being religious like her brother, but seeing, his Ernest caring about this and all that, she kind of looks around and she'll take the water out of her water skin and shape it over the coffin and then like freeze it so it gives like pure freeze, so it gives just like a crystalline look to it.
Right.
And then kind of look around sheepishly like, I don't know if that was nice or not. Like, I don't know.
Oh, sis, that was quite nice. Is that a Fae custom?
She kind of blushes. Well, in my experience, sort of, I didn't know what else to do. I just thought it felt right in the moment.
Well, I like it. Perhaps it should be a new thing.
She kind of stands up a little straighter. Well, good. I'm glad it wasn't too weird. I was quite worried about that. Human traditions are so foreign to me.
Donovich seems pleased. As well, you look over to Ismark and the grief does seem to have kind of overtaken him a little bit. And you see little teardrops. But he seems thankful to all of you as well. And I'm going to give everyone an inspiration for that. But some aren't using their inspiration, so I can't get 2 inspirations. Alright.
I swear I didn't have one.
You didn't. Yep. So
I
Shani,
used those
yep.
like hot candy.
So Shani and Ernest got inspiration. Rubicon would get one, but he had one banked up. All right.
Still the right thing to do.
Yep. So, as the funeral is done and dawn turns into the light of day, procession is finished. And Donovich seems kind of renewed a little bit, I guess. Perhaps performing some religious rites and everything, doing something for other people have kind of renewed that spirit within him, whatever it was that called him to being a priest. He seems in better spirits than when you first met him. Ismark walks over. Thank you so much, Donovich. I think this might be our last meeting, if I'm being honest. Oh? Why would that be? Well, it is my sister, Irina. Want to bring her somewhere safe, away from that devil. We're thinking of taking her to the village of Valaki, and these helpful strangers are going to aid me in that, I think. Donovich replies, "Ah, yes, Irina. Half-sister. But your bond has always been quite strong. I hear that Valaki is well defended, but honestly, I would say go even further. There's a town called Kresk. There is an abbey there. I heard from my mentor. Think she would do well to be stationed there. It's even further away from the castle. Getting as far away as possible from that devil, that beast. Be good for anyone."
Hold up there. Is this abbey on a mountainside, perchance?
Just the question I was going to ask.
Yes, actually. It's called the Abbey of Saint Markovia.
Well, I'll be tootin'. What a coincidence. I mean, or perhaps fate, if you believe in that type of thing, you know.
Very useful information. Now that this is done, what should we do next?
I personally would like to go check on the house with the weeping woman.
Okay. We could also ask. Rubicon asks Ismark, are there shops in town that sell items that adventurers would want? Magic items, possibly?
Ismark responds, we have shops, but don't think you would find much use for them. And as you can see, we're rather closed off. There's not a whole lot of trade. As for magic items, certainly not.
Right on.
So Shani will start walking. She is determined to check on that house with the weeping woman. And she does look back at Donovich. I apologize for my brash opinion earlier. You must be quite tormented. Upon our travels, we will keep an eye out for a cure for your son. And just kind of keeps walking.
Lucas still gives Donovich a horrible stare.
He looks to Shani, kind of taking it back. I appreciate that.
Well, Ismark, I guess we're going to go check out that house with the weeping woman. Perhaps we can meet you back at your manor before we head out.
Sure, certainly. If you wouldn't mind, I don't know, my heart is heavy. I'd kind of like to stay until at least midnight.
In the cemetery? I'm so sorry, I said that out loud. That was inside words.
Ernest puts a mage hand on his shoulder. I understand your grief. It's a hard thing, losing a father.
It's a hospice.
It's an interesting choice wanting to stay here. Do you mind if I ask why?
There is a funeral procession that happens every night at midnight. Wondering if I might see my father one last time before I leave.
Perhaps, Ernest, we can check out the weeping woman and come back. That way our friend is not finding his way back on his own.
Okay. Interesting enough.
I will meet you back at the manor. I will talk with Irina. And whenever you come back, we will discuss what is to be done.
So Shani just shrugs and she makes a very confident beeline to that house.
All right.
Rufus will follow her.
To the ends of the earth, I know. I'm just kidding.
I would walk 500 miles.
Cover.
Alright, so I have you on the map of Barovia once again, and since it is dawn... Back.
Praise the sun.
Why is it green?
Trying to find the right tone for...
Huh.
Here we go.
Oh my god, this map is so huge again.
That's what she said.
I know, but yikes. I don't even know where everyone is because I had to make it. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna.
This is where we want to be, right?
Yep.
Mary's, yeah.
What's this other portal up here? Barovia Streets to Mercantile.
Oh, that's a general. If you go to the blue portal that you're next to, Mary's, Barovia Mary's house or whatever, that's where Ernest went.
Okay.
If we walk past the shop and Rubicon is interested, like, Shawnee would impatiently wait, I guess.
No, I just was curious.
I don't think we have the money for magic items, even if they had them.
And we got stuff to sell.
Yeah. We can make money.
All right. Once again, as you near, the moaning sob floats through the still great streets. Sadness. Two-story townhouse appears boarded up, barricaded from the inside.
Rufus will try
Yeah,
to
we did, babe.
stealth fly around the house, looking for any sorts of windows he can peer through, entrances.
All right.
Does Soshani feel any like malicious energy from the house, or is the house itself like feel normal? Like, does it give off any particular energy?
It doesn't give off any particular energy, no.
Okay.
And then Rufus, as you go around, you see that like every single window is boarded up from inside. Kind of odd.
Man, this place is like tight on a drum right now. There's no place in I can see.
She looks to her brother, Ernest. Well, Ernest, you know I try not to be a sap, but I also can't handle hearing things like this. Someone is under some sort of duress.
I scream out, "Hey lady, quit fucking yelling."
The sobbing just continues.
She'll just straight up knock on the door.
All right. You knock on the door, wait a little bit, no response.
And it's locked?
Nope.
Okay, well, she'll kind of look around to the others with her hand on the handle. It turned. Clearly not locked.
Yeah,
Well?
do it.
Strahd,
do it.
go for it.
Pushes the door open.
Why not?
Right. The door opens to reveal a modestly, meagerly appointed townhouse. There is a stairs just off to the right, as well as a doorway to the north and a doorway straight in.
Okay. She would first just walk in and kind of look around, allowing the others to go in. Is there any light inside?
Oh.
Any candles or fireplace?
Not what you can see. Not in this room.
Then, since it is dark, she is going to light a torch. Because this is my first character without dark vision, and I hate it.
Right.
Can we hear what direction the crying is coming from?
Seems to be coming from upstairs.
Alright. Well, so Shani was the one that wanted to do this, so she'll take the, she'll head up. The others are, more or less obliging her. I'm just moving off the stairs so people aren't stacked on stacked on stacked.
Oh, we're all already stacked.
Things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I can see the whole house.
Oh, it's because I didn't turn.
Okay, you know me, I'm an honest player.
Yep, there you go.
I can see the whole thing.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on the line of sight stuff.
as much as it makes it more convenient for me, I guess I'm gonna be honest.
You hear the crying coming from the northern doorway.
Also, Shani kind of looks to, because Rubicon's the one. Yeah, Rubicon's in front of it, so she kind of looks to Rubicon and, well, oh, never mind.
No, I'll back off. This is your.
She was gonna say, well, you're welcome to go first. However, this was my decision. So she'll open the door and just kind of peek in.
Okay. You open the door to see a woman sitting in the center of the floor in the upstairs bedroom, clutching a malformed doll. She is lost in her sorrow and despondency, barely even recognizing the presence of anyone in the room. She doesn't even really notice you.
Okay. So Shani is going to attempt to cast Calm Emotions on Madmary.
Mary. Disadvantage. Finally! Squeege's disadvantage from Twitch goes off. Okay.
See, that was it. I just explored the house for you, Squeege. Will not let your spending go to waste.
Alright. Suddenly, her demeanor kind of changes as she takes a deep breath and stops sobbing, looks up and around, sees you, and right away kind of jumps like, hello? What are you doing in my house? Have we met?
We are not here to hurt you. We heard your sobbing and we heard your anguish from the streets, and unfortunately, your house was unlocked. So we're here to see if we can help.
Help. If only I could have help. It's my daughter.
What has happened?
Normally I keep things locked up and boarded so we can remain safe and try to fend off anything from getting at us. But Gertruda... teenagers. She broke out of the house about a week ago and I haven't seen her since.
So Shani looks around to the others. Well, we are doing quite a bit of exploring in this area. What does she look like? We'll keep an eye out for her. Let her know that her absence is causing her mother such anguish.
Well, she's quite plain like me. Darker hair, long. She's very skinny. Suppose she looks like me in a way if I was younger.
Oh, ma'am, you look spry as a fox.
That's very kind. As she's doing this, she's kind of like petting the doll or kind of stroking the doll in like a soothing motion for herself. And as you see it, the doll itself has a very strange leer and wears a sackcloth dress. It's a little bit unsettling, actually.
Was that Gertruda's favorite doll?
Yes, I got it for her when, well, it used to be mine, but I gave it to her. Mr. Blinsky, the toy maker of Valaki, made it for me a long time ago.
Toy maker in these parts? Oh my, that must be quite the profitable profession.
Oh, hey, yes, it's quite popular. There was one time it was actually quite coveted.
I'm sorry, the doll was named Blinsky, or the guy who named it?
The toy maker.
Okay.
Like Hasbro.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she did not take it with her then, if it is her favorite.
Yes, I don't know. Don't know where she is, where she went.
Well, have you tried turning on a fucking light? I'm gonna walk around looking for, like, something to, like, I don't know, is there, like, a fireplace or a candle?
Yep, there's a fireplace right there.
Can I cast Druidcraft on that?
For sure.
Ma'am, can we take a look at your daughter's room and see how she escaped? Maybe we could find some clues.
She actually kind of, like, breaks down into sobbing again, which actually, oddly enough, kind of demonstrates to you, like, go ahead, go for it. So,
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be quick.
Calm emotions does only last for a minute. So that's perfect.
and if you want to make an investigation check as you kind of look around the house.
Yeah.
Ma'am, did she have, like, a boyfriend or any other friends or such that she would sneak off to or with?
I don't think so, no.
Should only be one of those D4s. Sorry.
Yep. Looking around the house, you don't see anything that shows like breaking into or out of. All the boarded up windows are boarded up. There's no like signs of forced entry, no signs of forced escape or anything. It's very likely that like the kid just took off wandering or something. You're not really able to get any sort of sense of any ulterior motive or anything going on. It's just like a kid went wandering and then just hasn't come back.
Okay. So I relay that to the rest of the team.
How does the woman herself look? Like, does she look like she's eaten, bathed? Because she said she's been gone for a few days now?
A week ago, yeah.
Okay. She look like she's been taking care of herself, like, at all?
No.
Does she need a good berry?
A good berry probably would go a long way for her, yeah.
Rubicon will offer his good berry to her and say, "Here, eat this. It'll make you feel better."
In between sobs, she takes it. Thank you. Eats it.
So Shawnee is going to, when she starts sobbing again, she's going to look at this doll, without touching it, try and see if anything looks off about this doll.
Oh yeah, a lot looks off. You don't get like the feeling of anything like possession or demonic or curse, but the doll itself is definitely like weird. Doesn't look right. It's malformed in a way. And you also notice something stitched into the hem of its dress.
So Shani very gently, do you mind if I see this doll? I just want to get a sense for it. Actually, first, she's going to very subtly cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic, and the doll does not light up, the woman does not light up, nothing about the house, just the magic items that you all are currently carrying, as well as Rufus's cape. Forget about that.
I was wondering if you were going to say that. So Shoshani kind of gets down to like one knee, you know, and very calmly, do you mind if I take a look at her favorite doll? Perhaps I can glean some information that might help us find her sooner. I will give it right back, I promise.
She grabs it tighter at first, but then kind of like just gives in to her anguish and like drops it on the floor and kind of slumps in on herself.
Okay, so Shani's gonna pick up the doll and take a look at it.
All right. You see, stitched into the hem of its dress, a frayed tag bearing the words, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
And nothing else. I mean, she sees the tag, but nothing else.
Nothing else.
Triggers her about the doll. Once the woman, does she feel any, like, honestly, does she feel anything strange like when she grabs the doll?
No.
Okay. So she gently hands the doll back and thanks Mary, and goes to speak with her companions, and it explains to them what she found. You know, that doll is weird and creepy. There's no magical properties to it. I didn't sense any form of curse or anything. However, there's a tag stitched into the doll's dress. It has a strange phrase. Is no fun, is no Blinsky.
Do you know of this phrase, ma'am? Is it like his moniker or something? His catchphrase?
She, again, and kind of like in between sobs, it's like, yeah, it's his catchphrase.
Perhaps we need to find this Blinsky. Seems to be a toy maker.
Will you look for her? Will you find her for me?
We will do everything we can to find her, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You need to take care of yourself. There is no good in finding your daughter if we bring her home to a mother that is ill.
She nods her head.
You cannot let your sorrow overcome you. If your daughter saw you in this state, it would simply make her more ill.
She nods her head up and down vigorously as she's kind of like, you know, on her hands and knees, kind of crawled over to you in thanks, like kind of grasping you and all that pathetic display of gratitude. All right, and then you gain another quest. Find Gertruda. Mad Mary in the village of Barovia has lost her daughter Gertruda. Apparently the girl ran away about a week ago, and Mary is understandably concerned as to her fate.
He's probably bringing this Blinsky guy right now.
Jesus Christ. So Shani does, you know, she excuses herself, and we're going to leave you be. However, remember, keep faith. Stay well. Your daughter deserves a healthy mother to come home to, and lock your front door.
I will.
Can I just peek her on the other side of this partition right here?
Sure.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
You think we'd find her hiding behind the curtain the whole time?
Found her. Now give me my money.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't find my character now. There she is. Alright, yeah, so Shani, I mean, in her eyes, they kind of figured out what was going on. Nothing seemed overly creepy or messed up. She just doesn't know how to control herself in sorrow. That's Shani's view.
We did see all those werewolves recently. I hope she didn't fall prey to them.
Yeah, that's how this whole shindig started. Werewolves.
Well, her mother said she didn't have a boyfriend or anything like that she knew of. Hopefully, we can one day bring good news to her.
Or at
Until
least
then,
give her peace.
yes, until then, hopefully she makes do on her promise out of her hope for finding a daughter and takes care of herself better. I don't think she's eaten since her daughter went missing, or bathed.
Should we head down to the... Oh, no, we have to go back to the graveyard, right?
I think he said, like, she offered for them to meet him there, but he said just...
Go to the manor.
Yeah...
We could try asking around town to see if anyone has seen the daughter.
Yeah? Down to
If
do
anyone's
that.
like seen her leave town or anything.
There's that merchant shop right above us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could check that
Might be a
out.
lead on the toys.
Right. The sparse light from this building spills out from behind drawn heavy curtains. A sign over the door, creaking on its hinges, reads, Bildrath's Mercantile.
Oh, it's you nicely.
Where's the door?
Items that don't
I think it's by me.
I think it's by Dahlgrim. Behind me.
Those may be windows.
No, it opens.
Okay.
The establishment itself is about 70 feet long by 40 feet wide, and it does have another story. Two-story. The owner stands behind a desk. As you open it, he greets you kind of gruffly. Oi. Anything I can do for you?
Oh, this looks good.
Dahlgrim, should we talk to him about some of these things we found?
Sure, unless anybody wanted to ask about the kid's doll. Blinsky dolls. I guess we didn't get much of a lead off that.
No? Well, yeah.
Go for it, Dahlgrim.
Yeah.
It's a bit tight on
Dahlgrim just asked if he sells Blinskys, or if he knows Blinsky.
Oi, yeah, I got Blinskys. You looking to buy?
Wondering if you know about anybody who bought one recently, or a while ago. We're looking for someone who owns one.
There's quite a few. Really the only
Mary's
toy
daughter?
maker around the place, so if anyone's got a toy, they probably got a Blinsky.
Ah.
Who is Blinsky? And where is Blinsky?
Gadolf Blinsky is a toy maker of Valaki. I'm sorry, you looking to buy something or you just want some information?
Little of column A, little of column B. You see, a young girl from just next door has gone missing. And we're trying to see if we can find her location to soothe her mother.
I don't trade much in information. And you get this, you see this kind of like different look behind his eyes, like he's like calculating something right now.
It's a yes or no question. Have you seen her in the last week or no?
I don't know. My memory isn't like it used to be these days, you know? And he's like tapping the side of his head, but then you see his fingers kind of do a motion like rubbing together. Then goes back to tapping his head.
Algrim's stacking some items out here on the counter from his pack. I'm loading them in the party sheet.
Okay. He lights up when you do that.
What would you give us for some of these items?
Okay. Let's see here. And he's like going over and looking at the items and everything. He begins to start looking nervous. Not sure I could find buyers for some of these. Could take some of them off your hands, of course, but I don't think I could do the whole horde.
Well, we'll take what you can buy.
Alright. You want to roll an insight on that. Go ahead.
Torches.
Sure.
Right. Dahlgrim, you get the sense that he's nervous because he probably doesn't have a whole lot of money himself. The items that you're laying out are valuable. Like the moss agates, jewelry box, gold rings and everything. Platinum necklace. He wants them, but he probably doesn't even have enough money in his shop to be able to pay you out for them.
Okay, well, how about the inventory? What do we got for inventory?
If I could interest you in a few of my own wares, perhaps you could make a trade or so. Then we can do. Let's see. Can I do? Can. Okay, so. He sells items from the adventuring gear table in the player's handbook, but only items with a price lower than 25 gold pieces. So, if you don't have quick access to that, there's arrows, blowgun needles, crossbow bolts, sling bullets. Or, wait a minute, I think I got that wrong. Adventuring gear. No, that's right. Okay. There's also like some arcane focuses, druidic focuses, holy symbols, equipment kits. There's a climber's kit, healer's kit, mess kit, and harvesting kits. Some equipment packs, such as the burglar's pack, dungeoneer's pack, explorer's pack, priest's pack, scholar's pack, and then any of the standard items, as long as they are 25 gold pieces or less. A backpack, a bedroll.
Any armor or anything?
No.
No.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not seeing much here to my interest. Any of the rest of you?
Yeah, I'm gonna approach him from the corner. Very sort of sneakily, and in my hand, I'm just going to hide what I have in my hand. And I'm gonna look at the Waremaster and be like, "Hey, what would you take for this?" As I show him my good berry.
So he starts.
That's what he said.
Yeah. So he starts off by being like, come on, it's good stuff. New inventory. And then when Rufus kind of starts doing that thing, Rufus, make me a performance check. You can use dexterity for it.
Oh no, I don't think I'm mine. I'll take the performance. Let's see here. Oh yeah. You said dexterity, so I can do either dexterity or performance?
No, so you make a performance check, but use dexterity for it instead of charisma. So on the skills tab, where it says the ability charisma, you just click on that until it says dexterity.
Interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yep, you can change what the base ones are. Just try to remember to change it back after you change it.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry, I've got like I got map craziness right now. Let me. Jeez.
I'm just gonna scoop these things back up off the counter.
Okay.
Maybe we tip him like a silver coin or something and get him to talk.
Not a bad idea.
All right. So while you're doing that thing with the good berry, he like squints at you and just says, "The fuck is that?"
What the fuck are you, man?
The fuck am I? The fuck are you? Come on, get out of here.
I tap Dahlgrim on the shoulder and ask him for a silver coin. I presume he gives me one, and then I'd like to persuade this guy by bribing him to tell us more about what he's seen, if he's seen Gertruda.
Yeah, you better bribe him real quick, because I'm about to fuck him up.
Well,
Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you?
I flick the coin up in the air so it makes that like ting sound, you know, just to try to catch his attention and be like, "Hey, are you interested in this?"
He sees that as well as Dahlgrim starting to take some of the items off of the counter. He's like, hey, Gertruda, that's Mad Mary's kid, right?
That's correct. We're looking for her. She's been missing.
I ain't seen her, but it's not all too uncommon for kids to go missing around here. I mean, look around. You seen the wolves? You seen the zombies yet? It's fucking dangerous around here. That's why you need to buy some of my stuff, you know? Helps you survive. And tell you what, I'll cut you a good deal. You lay some of those back on the counter and we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out.
Figure what out? You just showed us everything you had to offer.
you don't have money. I look around. Like you just said. Look around.
I got 225 pounds of equipment for adventuring. I don't need any more basic pouches.
He looks kind of frustrated. He stammers a little bit. What? Well, if you don't buy him from me, where are you gonna get him? You ain't got nowhere else to go. I'm the only place around these parts.
You said he only had basic adventuring gear, right? Would that include like studded leather armor or anything like that?
Nope.
It's just like
the like adventuring gear. Yep.
Yeah, basic, and it was under how much?
25 gold.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of cash, all right? It would put me a little bit low, you know, but might be nice to have one of them rings over there, you know.
No loitering.
How many rings do we have?
A lot. I put 2 gold rings back on the counter. What could you give us for those?
He quickly reaches, but then like stops, looks up at you, just puts his hands out like kind of like as a gesture to be like, hey, can I like look at this?
Yeah, you can look at it.
Then he grabs it, kind of looking at it. Licks it. Yeah, seems like solid gold to me. Let's see here, let's see. There they are.
This is the biggest one we have.
I got some wiggle room, but I'll give you a good price. How's about 5 gold per ring sound to you?
Out of character, that sounds low.
Out of character, that is extremely low.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap.
Gold rings could go for 25 gold pieces.
Okay. Dahlgrim coughs a laugh and just grabs the rings back up and starts putting them back in his pack.
The man, again, gets a look of frustration on him, but he kind of quickly recovers. And then he holds his hands out and he kind of like gets a smug grin. What can you do? Not everybody's looking to make proper business relationships, am I right? You don't want it badly enough, you'll pay for it. Then he crosses his hands over his chest.
I'll keep that in mind. Dahlgrim steps away from the counter.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm done with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rufus is gonna stare him down for a little bit longer, as he sees the rest of his party leaving. It's like, I got my eye on you, pal.
Well, Shani's gonna hang out just...
Who the fuck are you?
Shani will hang back just to make sure that Rufus doesn't, like, surprise punch the guys in the nose or anything like that.
By the way, this is what the guy looks like.
Oh.
Peg-like.
And as you are leaving, you see another figure enter from behind a closed door. He is a simple-looking fellow, carrying stuff, moving inventory around, it looks like, kind of helping him out. It's probably his son. But one thing that you notice are the muscles rippling beneath his smock. The shop owner's son, though simple, looks extremely, extremely strong.
So Shani stops. Excuse me.
Don't mind him, that's just my son.
Oh, I will mind him, thank you very much. Excuse me, kind sir.
Hello?
Hi. I'm wondering if you could help us. You see, the wonderful woman next door, Mary, her daughter went missing about a week ago. Gertruda, you must know who she is. Oh, we can end here if people gotta go.
So,
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. Great time to stop.
time.
Yep, great time to stop. Good session. A lot of roleplay. Not a whole lot of combat, but I love where this is going. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you all next session, which I think we should be able to remain on the same schedule, the 28th.
Okay.
Yep, same time.
Good.
All right, awesome. Thanks, everyone. Had a great time with you. Thanks for playing D&D with me, and I will see you next time.
Absolutely. Good session, guys. Take care.
Good session,
Later.
yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Excellent. And so, thank you to all of you who have tuned in, who have joined in on this adventure with us, tuning in. I appreciate all of it. Love having people in, love having people viewing, lurking, chatting, all that good stuff. I have one video put up on YouTube. I'm trying to get more and everything. Just editing is a fucking hassle. Editing's a bitch. It's fun to learn, but once you learn it, it's just work. But yeah, I'm slowly getting the videos and the sessions uploaded onto YouTube so that everyone can catch up and check that out. And there's good stuff there. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube. If you want to subscribe to me on Twitch and other stuff like that, you know, it definitely helps, keeps the lights on, so to speak. Allows me to do a little bit more for the stream and the community and everything. All the proceeds pretty much go towards that, trying to build on it, trying to, you know, grow it into something a little bit more, and that's exciting stuff. It's definitely a passion and a pursuit of mine that I enjoy, and I hope you enjoy it too. So if you're willing to, if that's something that you're into, I definitely appreciate it, but you don't have to. Just tuning in, being part of the community is more than enough. It's great just having people around. But it is time to sound the last call, because everyone's filing out of the tavern, for the tale is over. Go ahead and tip those mugs back. Thank you so much. This has been the Tavern League.